If it was constantly
that would be such a fucking good bit for everyone.
Would you care?
Would you care if the most annoying person you knew had a voice that was chopping in and out the entire time?
Would you care?
Would you care if I
there's also
fucked up the audio so bad?
There's also a high shelf in here, so I could
jiggle
that constantly, but then put this against my neck and no one would hear it.
I don't know if you went to. Okay, so you would have been in college when I was in middle school. Yes.
That sounds so weird.
I mean, you're
only because I'm old.
You're 7 years older than me.
When were you in middle school? Name years.
2008 to 2011.
Okay, so I went to college. Yeah, at the tail end of you being in middle school, I was in college.
Cool.
Damn.
So I don't know if you were around for this, but were you around for power boards?
What the fuck is that?
It was an electronic whiteboard. Smart
Oh.
board. Smart board.
Okay. I didn't know they were.
Sorry,
I've seen them,
I said
yes.
power
Power
boards.
board.
It's a smart board. Is what
Okay.
Yeah.
When you said power boards, I just that's like something that should have existed in '97.
Oh,
and
for
had
sure.
an X somewhere in
It's
the
like
name.
a Nintendo accessory.
Yeah.
That's
It is
awesome.
a little bit of a Nintendo accessory. If the Nintendo accessory was very big. Yeah, so my 6th grade science teacher, which I went to a private Christian school, the science they're teaching, not science.
Yeah.
Me too.
My 6th grade science teacher, who was then my 7th grade geography teacher, not how that should work.
Nope.
She not only did she write with a permanent marker on one of the smart boards,
That's awesome.
but the smart board came with a microphone, and the whole thing was like the computer was being projected onto the board, but the whole thing with the smart board was you could touch things that were being projected.
Okay.
And theoretically they would be in the right place, but it also came with a microphone, and the microphone would project through both the smart board and the projector. Like, both had speakers. And my 6th grade science teacher would take the mic, and my energy drink is going to be her mic. She would take it and she'd put it right here all the time.
On like the Adam's apple
out
area?
on the Adam's apple, and would just like essentially like, the only word I have for it, the only point of reference is she would like whisper scream. She would be like, all right, everybody, like, all right, everybody, like that's how she would talk with it to her neck. And it sounded so weird. And I don't think it unsettled me until later in life when I heard something that sounded like it. And I was like, man, that was really weird. And I put up with that for 2 full school
Why
years.
was she being a creature?
Yeah, why'd she do that?
Great question. Miss Baumgartner, come on the pod.
That's awesome. I was waiting for you to like have like and this is why she did the bit, or like she would have this character that she would do, and it never showed up.
She just did this. I mean, I vaguely remember her losing her voice a lot. But like she did it every day.
She's talking like she got a trach ring, man.
Yes. Which I don't know if she smoked. If she did, she definitely like it was not knowledge to like everyone, and like no one saw her on smoke breaks. If she went on them,
Okay.
I don't know.
What was the name?
Miss Baumgartner.
Sounds haggard for
Hardly
sure.
know her.
So-
No, she was a pretty lady.
Okay, but the name sounds
She's like
haggard.
pretty in the way that like a grandma is pretty.
Oh yeah, like a gam gam.
I hope
Yo,
she doesn't
that's
hear
a
this.
hot gam gam. That's a sexy
She was
gam.
a pretty lady. She was
Cool.
a pretty lady. She had older kids. She
Cool,
was a
I'm
little
happy
bit older.
for her. She just didn't have to fucking be acting like that.
No, it was real weird. It was real weird shit. But it would work. That was the part that I was always confused by, is she would put it right here and it would work. Yeah. Anyway.
Let's not keep doing that for the rest of the episode.
Oh, what? Making that sound over.
I don't think we should keep putting the mics to our necks the whole
and
episode.
fucking screaming. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
that's a
fine.
good listening experience.
The first time, the only reason I think about that all the time is I remember seeing somebody beatbox on MTV when I was like fucking 7, and he goes "Ung, ung," and then shoves the mic in his throat and makes like a bass drop sound. And I went, I'm gonna be a beatboxer. Like,
dude, yeah.
Like fucking God, I'm not. I'm fucking terrible at it.
I got made fun of for beatboxing because
Really?
I was autistic in beatboxing.
What was the story you wanted me to tell?
You in the
thing.
green room.
Well, before we get into that, welcome
yeah,
back to the podcast. This podcast being This Ain't a Scene, It's a Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Dawson. and I use he, him pronouns, and there are 2 people in the room with me.
You think? Who knows if for real?
I think.
Could be a hallucination.
I think you did this bit last time. I'm not even kidding.
Did I really?
I don't know.
God, I definitely have
Broken
recycled
record
bits.
over here.
Anyway, who are you?
I'm Carson, your other host, he, him pronouns. With us, returning guest. It's a returning guest.
Returning the strongest man, or according to Sal Argento, the oldest being in the universe.
Yeah, that's right.
Hi, I'm
Yeah,
Tom
yeah.
Lovejoy.
The eternal.
He, him, commander of Odin Sleep.
Holy
Yes.
crap.
Again, according to Sal.
It's Tom Lovejoy.
What's up, guys?
Welcome back.
The eternal scourge.
Scourge.
Scourge?
Scourge.
What's a scourge then?
Not what you think it is.
Not how you pronounce that word.
Yeah.
Is that a slur?
No,
No, it's not a slur.
Scourge.
But I'm glad that you asked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm glad you asked after you said it.
Yeah.
well, what the?
That's
I
awesome.
thought this word was pronounced scourge this whole
It's
time.
No.
not.
All
But
right.
life is about learning.
What a
Great.
lucky shot that you didn't write that into a song and then. Like,
Oh, man.
I avoided that.
Probably shouldn't have just blown into this
Good
mic.
Lord.
But
No,
damn,
you
man.
shouldn't have, but it's fine.
Stop shoving it in your
ask,
green room story.
because you've
Okay.
done this with other people before where you've brought up this as a hypothetical. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah, sure,
And
okay.
then you've gone,
Here
this
we go.
happened to me.
Here we go.
So
All right.
go ahead and give it to Dawson.
okay.
Dawson, you're in a green room.
Okay.
Or just like you're anywhere. Well, this
I'm
happened to me in
anywhere.
a green room.
Okay.
You see a person, you see one of your people.
You're
the
on
person-
tour and
you're on tour.
exhausted.
I'm on tour.
It's the end of the tour and it's been long.
exhausted, end of tour in a green room.
Yes, you walk past the couch and there's someone sitting on the couch. They have a beanie over their eyes, a hood on their head, and headphones on, and they're laying with their arms crossed like they're in a coffin. What do you do?
I leave him alone.
Awesome. Now let me tell you what happened to me. This person, redacted, did not leave me the fuck alone. Grabbed my headphones, pulled them off my damn head, peeked one of my eyes out and goes, "Hey, Tom. Hey," and wakes my ass up while I'm trying to sleep the fucking pain away. And I was like, "What?" He just goes, "What's up?
Oh my god.
I want to talk to you." "About what?" "What'd you do today?" "Motherfucker, I slept right here. I sat here and I fucking slept." There's
Yeah.
a tour I did with a very, very. I wish I could give you names.
Oh, man. Yeah. We'll say it after the
I got
podcast.
just received pain and
You
punishment
did a tour
this
with
entire tour.
Spider-Man.
Huh?
You did
Yeah.
a tour with Spider-Man.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, you know how they say never meet your heroes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
never meet your
Spider-Man.
superheroes, man.
Wow.
Spider-Man's a Punisher.
Spider-Man sounds like kind of an inconsiderate dickhead.
He's a little bit of a biatch. That's what I would
Mm.
say. What's your the most?
What happens in the Big Apple stays in Queens.
Jesus. Cool. Dawson, what's the most annoying thing that's happened to you at a show that was done by a fellow musician in the room?
Let's see. Usually, well, because most of the shows that I've played have been local shows
Mhm.
because Bummer Hill is a small ass band.
Not for much longer, but yeah.
I'd hope so.
Don't hope that shit.
Your band better get popular or else I'll fucking kill you.
All right, so my band will get popular.
My band that's gonna be
on
huge.
on Threat of Death by Tom Lovejoy.
Hola.
But that means with most of my shows being locals, that since most everyone in the Atlanta DIY scene right now is like really cool and nice, like usually I don't run into anything annoying.
Sure.
But there was one time,
You don't know if you can say anything. You don't know if you can
I'm
say
trying to.
Definitely don't need names.
Yeah, we don't need
Definitely
names.
not trying to blow up anybody's spot.
No,
Let me
no,
turn this
no,
phone
no,
off. I'm
not
sorry.
at all.
So rude.
I know.
Oh, I know. Okay, so this was if you dig hard enough, you can probably find who I'm talking about. But we played a show, and it was with it was 3 Atlanta bands and 1 from the city we were playing in. And the 3 Atlanta bands are like Bummer Hill included. Like
Mhm.
all that was chill. Like
Mhm.
the other 2 Atlanta bands were sick as fuck and everything. And the other band that was local to that city, first off, they were like off rip, they were nice, like cordial with everyone, all that, super chill.
Can be a dangerous sign.
Can be a dangerous sign, but you never know.
Yeah, it's normally not.
So
Yeah.
the three of us play our sets. They're like 25, 30-minute sets. We keep it tight because, not our home city. We want to, if they don't like us, we want to get off the stage and,
sure,
fuck off or whatever. The next band comes on, the final band. They were closing out the night. They come on, and we're like, all right, so one more set, and we all get to go home, because this is kind of a drive back to our place. And bear in mind, throughout this whole thing, our drummer, Rui, shout out Rui, future guest of the pod, is backlining his kit.
Okay.
So we can't leave until the final band finishes. And one of the other bands also was backlining amps. So they couldn't leave until the final band had finished either.
Yeah.
I think I see where this is going.
Oh, yeah.
And you want to know what they did?
Hit me with it.
In a show build that everyone would play 30-minute, 40-minute sets max, they played for an hour and a half.
The fuck did they
Holy
play?
shit.
Mostly covers.
Stupid.
They had maybe
pieces of shit.
2 original songs that they played. The rest of it was fucking the most baseline covers you could ever play, fucking The Strokes' Reptilia and shit like that, which, they were competent covers, but...
Well, why do that?
Yeah.
I know, but
For
why do
that
that?
long? What
we
do you?
can
It's
play
not a fucking
Reptilia.
wedding where
Yeah,
you're getting paid to
fucking
play 3 hours.
Everyone could play Reptilia, and it's it's fine when you listen to it for the normal set time, but then you hit 40 minutes, they play another song, you're like, all right, surely they'll be done, and they go, all right, we got a couple more covers. All right, we still got a couple more, and then they ask the crowd at one point, hey guys, do y'all want a couple more? Rui locks eyes with their drummer and goes, no.
Awesome.
And they
So
finish
dope.
their set.
Awesome. How many people were watching them?
15 drunk college students.
It makes a little more sense there.
It makes
now.
a little bit more sense.
What
yeah.
town was this again?
Uh,
It actually starts to make a lot more sense.
it makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense when you
That's,
remember it.
Yes. Now
But-
it's all
Hang on,
really.
I'll bleep the name. Was it Jameson Tank?
It was not.
Okay. All right.
But
Not gonna bleep the name. Shout out Jameson Tank.
Okay. That's awesome.
but yeah, that's probably the most annoying thing that's ever happened.
That's
to me at
a
show.
very egregious one. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
We didn't get home until 3 a.m.
Oh, it sucks.
The most annoying thing that's ever happened to me at a show was someone who was also playing the show asked me, "Are you guys really headlining?"
You told me that one.
Yep. It's
my
a much
God.
longer story than that.
Oh yeah,
and,
there's a big crazy one.
Yeah.
There's
Don't ever do that to me ever again.
Are you guys really
headlining?
Oh my
You guys
God.
really headlining?
That's so rude.
I'm so glad that you told me that because I'm gonna be conceited real quick.
Go for it.
As I get older, I'm much stronger, and I become more and more evil,
Sure.
yeah.
and I will fucking ruin those people. I will fucking do it. I've already done some things. I will I will keep fucking doing it.
So
Love knocking people down a peg.
yeah.
It's the same way I got knocked down, I guess.
You know what? I mean, maybe we have so little to say about this song.
Oh yeah.
And we were talking about Spider-Man,
Not that
and
bad.
I was about to be like, Tom, you're really into comics.
I am really into comics.
Yeah. Anyway,
So yeah, I mean, I like comic books, and this song has nothing to fucking do with that.
this
All right.
yeah. No.
Well-
Do you know any comic books that are short, fast, and loud?
There's a comic called Short, Fast, Loud. It wasn't very good. Short, Fast, Loud is a very
Yeah, lots of
that's a
things are
punk term.
named.
There's lots of shit
named
with that, and that's why
that.
this song after our did either because I didn't know about this till today. Did either
Yeah.
of you guys listen to this pre? This
I listened to it.
conversation?
I listened to it earlier today with my Apple Music subscription.
Well,
Oh,
before
yeah,
we
welcome.
get into it, we should properly introduce this song. This song is
Oh, yeah.
called Short, Fast, and Loud, and here's a snippet of it.
You and me.
You gotta stop.
Crazy.
Oh, I was singing a different song that I'm going to talk about on this episode.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Well,
awesome.
The snippet's over. Did you like it? That's the song. It's another Evening Out with Your Girlfriend song. Going back to Tom's question, yes, one time when I did my Fall Out Boy deep dive,
Oh, okay.
and I
Yes.
listened to this album once and never again.
Very fair.
So what's your history with this album? Because before we started, you said I can tell you a story about this album.
I can give you. So the label that put this out, Uprising Records.
Yeah.
I definitely won't say a legendary label, but this is like a notable label in Marietta, like Swayze's core scene.
Mm-hmm.
Put out a couple of records for some bands from here. The first show I ever went to was this this band Stranger by Day played here. They were like they were a mix of Every Time I Die and Hot Water Music.
So who was asking for that one?
Straight up it, and I still listen to it now every once in a while, and I don't know if I like it or if it's just nostalgia, but that's how I found out about Uprising Records, and very irrelevant label other than like did some stuff for I think Seven Angels, Seven Plagues,
Cool.
some Misery Signal stuff like that camp of people.
Sure. Like tape pressings or something like.
Yeah, but somehow have held on to this record.
Wow.
And never sold it for so long. But when I got this record, Take This. No, I already had Take This to Your Grave, and I had Cork Tree. And
wow.
Uprising had just re-released this record, and you could find it in Walmart.
That's right. There was a reissue in 2005.
There was a reissue of this record, so that was my big thieving days from Walmart.
Oh, you stole this record.
I stole 7 copies of this record.
Whoa.
I think I only got out with 1 jewel case, but I took every copy that was on the shelf. I went to the bathroom. I cracked open all of them and hid all the CDs in my pocket. I had no intention for why I wanted all of them. I was just so into shoplifting at this point.
How old were you?
This would have been, I was probably 17.
Okay.
Or 18. I don't really remember. Or no, I wasn't 18. I was somewhere between 16 and 17.
Sure.
I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do with 7 copies of a very irrelevant Fall Out Boy CD. Maybe I thought I would sell them to CD Warehouse or something.
Sure.
But I left with 1 jewel case, and that was the first time I was almost caught shoplifting. Every time I was almost caught shoplifting, it was stealing CDs.
Yeah.
I almost got caught stealing a Shah Hulud record, a Bleed the Dream record, a Throwdown record. But then the thing that finally caught me was stealing batteries for a delay pedal. And
damn.
Should you pay $4 for the batteries, or should you pay $4,000 to have that conviction expunged from your record? Pay for the batteries. But I remember getting this record and like listening to like the rumor on this record was that like Pete Wentz sang. That was the initial lore. Was that Pete Wentz was the one singing on everything. So when you hear,
God,
when you listen to the first song, the John Cusack song or whatever,
yeah, Pretty in Punk,
all because he sings the beginning of it so fucking low for some reason, you can almost believe that it's a different guy.
Yeah,
until later on. But I used to like this record a lot. I listened to it over and over and over again because
why not?
Got CDs, then you just repeat them all, and it's crazy to me that I think I've heard this record maybe 70 times and did not remember a single thing about this song.
That is
Let's
nuts.
Go.
Like not a single thing. I remember the Calm Before the Storm thing. I remember the Pretty in Punk, and I remember growing up, but only because there's the reprise of growing up in
What a Catch.
What a Catch,
in What a
Donnie.
Catch.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Okay, yeah.
Last week, technically yesterday, but
really,
yeah.
Okay.
This is for our listeners. This is another backlogged episode before Carson goes on tour. So just letting you know,
there will be a lot of news.
We're not caught up yet with the times.
Not
we need
quite,
to take
no.
our time machine. I've been watching Doctor Who, so
The
I'm
TARDIS
sorry.
or whatever.
I like
never get
Doctor
into Doctor
Who.
Well,
I think it's neat.
We talked about this a little bit off pod, but like, I don't want to talk about Doctor Who, but we will. I mean,
That's awesome.
I watched David Tennant and Matt Smith
Mhm.
series entirely. I think maybe not the entire Matt Smith, but then I went back and watched the
Christopher Eccleston.
Christopher Eccleston. I always want to call him Matt Jameson because that's his name in The Leftovers, which is a much better show.
Ooh. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you should watch that. It's on Max.
What's it called?
The Leftovers.
Hardly know her.
Doesn't work. There's an S at
You
the end.
motherfucker.
Gotcha.
You fucking asshole.
I hope someone spills beer on you soon. I hate you.
If this Monster Energy over here was full, I'd fucking toss it at your skull right now.
I have a full one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Your
Fuck
ass.
this guy.
No, yeah. So I remember, like, I remember knowing that this existed, because I don't know if this is like a crazy guy thing or an autistic guy thing, or an Adderall thing, because it could be one of these three.
Or a Benadryl
I used to just
thing.
reread the Wikipedia pages of my favorite bands.
Oh, I've done that
over and over and
Yeah.
oh, cool, awesome, yeah. Fellow
Straight up.
fellow enjoyers. So I knew about this, and I think the first time I heard it was because Maddie showed it to me in high school, and I was like, brother, no thank you. Like they were already just so far into they were so far into this phase of being so creative, and I mean this was honestly like post hiatus, so like I mean it was just so far removed from what they would eventually become that I was just like, yeah, it's cool that this exists. I like that it exists.
I couldn't imagine trying to get into this record if like the Fall Out Boy stuff that I really liked was like literally any era past maybe Cork Tree.
I mean, I think this is even hard if you like got into them because of Cork Tree.
Yeah.
Which
it was.
Yeah, I mean, which it's, you know, they have this gradual increase in popularity, and you were more there for it than I was, really, because you were a little bit older and could see it. But like, would you say that?
How many times are we going to comment on Tom being?
That's awesome.
I comment on Tom being old. Off pop.
I comment on it all the time as a coping mechanism for being old. I go, just so you guys know, I'm old, and I stare at them, but really I'm staring at myself, you know, in a void.
The other day when you. Sorry, every time I think about this, it makes me laugh. Because awesome. I wasn't even there for it, but every time I think about being there for it, I'm like, that's hilarious. Tom jumped and then, like, while playing a show, jumped and landed crisscross.
Oh, my God. I was trying to, I've explained to a few people, like, I never felt old until recently. And the two things happened within, like, a couple of months of each other. There were two injuries. One was stage diving, and then getting into an altercation as a result, landing on my shoulder, and getting like basically a football player's injury. And then the other one was trying to make Chris from Body Snatcher laugh. I was like, at the end of our set, when the last note hits, I'll jump and I'll land on my ass crisscross applesauce. And I did, and I do it, I'm smiling at him, he's fucking dying, but I just felt a piece of my hip or spine move upward, and it never went back down. So now anytime I'm like, if I'm standing up and like if I turn my body to the right just a little bit or to the left a little bit in a T-pose, something feels different at minimum. If I'm like at the gym and it's time to do like rows or anything, or if I like try to deadlift, I'll be like, whoa, something's bad. And so those two things are unresolved. But yeah, someone's like, you got like sciatica. I was like, no, I think I just got being a fucking dumb piece of shit.
Dude,
as an illness, dude.
I used to jump all the time.
Just don't do it when
you're
old.
30.
I think you just had bad technique. I think you should try it again.
Oh wow,
that's a great
skill
point.
issue.
Well, that's a good thing, because right now only the left side of my body hurts, so I could probably at least
the
even
right
it out.
side,
You know, I'm just being constant.
Well, like actually, like all the weight goes into your legs, and you use your legs to elevator yourself down. If you land on your ass,
so that's not what I did. I truly landed
I was not supposed to do that.
I was still 2 feet in the air when my legs were completely crisscrossed. So my goal was to land on my ass, and I did.
So it was a skill issue.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So, God, I love that story.
Yeah, I fucked myself up so
funny.
bad. It was fucking
anyway.
awesome.
You were more there for Fall Out Boy's rise than I was.
Oh yeah, this is talking about Fall Out Boy.
Would you say that like Cork Tree was like immediately they were a household name because that album had some hits, or was
pretty
it like
fast, yeah.
Infinity on High? Like, oh, this is the biggest.
No,
band
they got that Sugar We're Going Down song came out, and it was the only thing you heard.
What song?
Sugar We're Going Down.
I'm not familiar.
You know, sometimes you look like a guy that I'm going to put in prison one day. I don't really know the context of that. Yeah, that song came out, and it was like the biggest thing in the world instantly. You couldn't escape it at all. That was like a huge TRL song.
Okay.
And that was their first record on Island or whatever, or whoever put it out.
No, they were still Decadence.
Was it Decadence then?
They're not Island.
Decadence? No, it couldn't have been Decadence, because that's a Pete Wentz thing.
It is a Pete
Let's
Wentz
look this
thing.
up right now. Because it was fueled by ramen.
Fueled by ramen
at first,
for Take
and
This
then
to
if
Your
I
Grave.
remember correctly, they were upstream because Fueled by Ramen had a deal.
Oh damn! Wow.
Every
I
punk
might have everything wrong.
every punk label at the time, or every label that put out pop punk, had some sort of deal with a major. It
What
says,
about
"We're gonna
Doug
give you
Does
money."
Decadence though?
Huh? Decadence comes afterwards. Decadence is Island put this out.
Okay, interesting. Wow.
So, but like, there was a ton of money behind it. So like, it went to
Yeah, it
radio
had some
really
ass
hard.
behind it. Yeah.
The video was all over TRL. It was one of the last few years where videos mattered. And then, was it Thanks to the Memories was probably even like a bigger song.
Thanks for the Memories was enormous.
That was definitely.
I always mark it as like when like kids like little kids
when little children
like start like you're actually famous when like I as a fourth grader can say Fall Out Boy is my favorite band.
Did
you
Fall
know
Out
what
Boy
I mean?
have a Kids Bop song?
Probably.
Well,
look that
I
up.
mean,
You know how many goddamn Kids Bop albums
there's
there
a
are?
Fuck,
1,000 Kids Bop albums. There's definitely
Yo,
a
they've
sugar.
got multiple songs.
Is there
Oh,
a
man.
Centuries.
Oh,
Uh,
God,
My Song So
should've
What You
known
Did in the
that.
Dark. Uma Thurman. Damn, I wonder.
Any pre-hiatus?
Say what?
Any pre-hiatus ones?
That's what I'm trying to find out, but I also don't really know if I want to sit here and go through.
You could just
There's an
look up-
MTV article, Fall Out Boys beef. Whoa, what the fuck?
Oh, let's
Bassist
go.
Pete Wentz didn't want band's sexual single used as children's music.
Which song?
Oh, fuck, hold on. I'm trying to... Dance Dance. Okay, so they had Dance Dance on there. And he was like, you probably shouldn't put that on there because the song includes lyrics like, I only want sympathy in the form of you crawling into bed with me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is a song about fucking. So...
Yeah.
That song is about fucking.
Oh, but what I meant to say earlier was Dance Dance might have been... Not Thanks to the Memories. Dance Dance might have been bigger than Sugar.
Well, I will just say I think you can mark when they become enormous by Thanks for the Memories because like it was just like that was like the bit I remember. I mean, I have vague memories of TRL and MTV.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like music videos
Sure.
being played and stuff like that because I remember seeing like System of a Down videos when I was pretty little and stuff like that. But like Thanks for the Memories was just like it was the first time someone on the bus was like, hey, have you heard this fucking song? Because it's amazing.
Yeah.
And like just showed it to me like on their
Gotcha.
iPod. And I'm like, can you like, I'll give these right back to you after. Can I just listen to this song with the other headphone?
Oh, yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
Cool shit like that. So like that's how I mark like how big they were at the time.
Yeah,
and
they were definitely like, that's when they were a household name. They got
for sure.
big off of Cork Tree because that's also like when mall emo or whatever is like
Yeah.
maybe at its height. Or
We were
soon to be
talking
at its
about
height.
this last night when we recorded the What a Catch Donnie episode. Do you like The Academy Is?
I think there's an Academy Is song on a Punk Goes Acoustic record that I like that a lot.
Okay.
I could don't care about the band at all.
Yeah, we were kind of talking
The
about
hair
it
is
last
too
night.
straight.
Yeah. Yep.
Straight up, the furthest I would go into like that world of music at that age was like Taking Back Sunday or Fall Out Boy, like the biggest bands.
Yeah, sure.
If you were
That's
like,
where the best stuff was.
yeah,
Like, I
if
mean,
you were talking about like, what about all like the bands that were on Warped Tour that had like shit on like Fearless or this and that. Like honestly, whether or not it was good or not, I was just like, no. I listened to Outbreak. Okay,
The time-
like I listened to scary music.
Yeah, no.
That was
well,
my
the
attitude.
time where I would have been like primed to get into that, like, because I mean, Fall Out Boy, my first favorite band, and then the second I had Linkin Park, like any Fall Out Boy runoff, I was just like, no, I'll just go listen to Fall Out Boy,
Yeah.
or I will listen to Linkin Park's discography over and fucking over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, so, I mean, they are enormous when Cork Tree comes out. So, and there is one other very good album to go back to with Take This to Your Grave. And I always think that just like helps bands when like their second album is the one that like really, really pops.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, first album being enormous. It's either you have a really, really big second album or
Often a killer.
often a very big killer.
What about when it's because this is their third album, or Cork Tree being their third record because of this fucking thing.
If you count this one, which Patrick Stump has said he does not.
Based.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
He
called it a mini LP.
Sure. You could
No
say
idea
this
what
is a
that
demo.
means.
I mean,
This is a really long ass fucking demo.
Yeah, it's 9 songs. It's 30 minutes. Like,
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking Bummer Hill calls our first album a mini LP because we don't think it really counts.
How long is it?
It's like 25 minutes.
I think I say 25 songs. I'm like, whoa.
No, 25. Yeah.
There's
no,
there's
it's
a
8
weird
songs.
middle ground between EP and LP that nobody quite has a word for
No, it
yet.
doesn't fucking matter anymore.
No,
And also, it doesn't fucking matter anymore.
Yeah.
It really is just what the artist labels it, and
Mhm,
like that's
Yeah.
because fucking Car Seat Headrest has an hour-long EP that's like 10 songs.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
The opening track is 15 minutes long.
Comedian TJ Miller had an EP called the Extended Play EP, and the joke was that it was like 45 songs long.
That's fucking crazy. I told you.
All of it sucks, by the way.
Did I tell you guys my TJ Miller story?
I know your TJ Miller
Did
story.
I tell you my TJ Miller story?
Is it on pod?
No,
I don't think it's
so.
on pod. It's
Okay.
crazy.
All
Do you
right.
ever go to Chinese Buddha?
I know this
Atlanta?
story, yes.
Okay,
You
but
saw him at...
did you ever go?
Yeah, I've been to Chinese
Did you ever go to
Buddha.
Chinese Buddha?
No.
It's kind of near the tech campus. It was a Chinese place, open till like 4 a.m. Great post show
Mhm.
spot to get food. One day, it's me and my friend Sean there, and I'm sitting with my like back to a window that faces outside. And I'm telling a story to Sean. I see him just fucking glaze over, and he's like not paying attention to what I'm saying. I'm like, "What's up?" And he goes, "That's TJ Miller." And I was like, I didn't really know who TJ Miller was,
Mhm.
or like, but then as soon as he walked in, I was like, "Oh, that's who TJ Miller is." Like, the
Yeah, you're
Silicon
like, oh, that
Valley
guy.
Deadpool guy. But he walks in. It's like 1:40 in the morning.
Mhm.
He walks in,
Oh, I
looks
thought
like
this was broad daylight. Okay.
no, this is late as fuck.
Okay.
He looks like shit,
Mhm.
dressed like shit, looks vagrant style.
What do
Just
you
real
When you
bad.
say dress like shit?
He's wearing a coat that looks like he purchased it at Goodwill. It was like a multicolored puffer jacket with holes and stuffing falling out of it.
Nice.
His pants looked like shit. He was wide-eyed as fuck, like
Cool.
just like zorbed out. He walks in, he looks over at me and Sean, we're the only customers there, and he has this look that says, "Don't say anything." Like just this like stern thing. And then he walks straight into the kitchen. Straight into the kitchen
Yeah.
and starts fucking screaming. He just starts fucking screaming, going, "Where is he? Where the fuck is he? Tell him, where the fuck is he? Tell him I'm outside. Tell him I'm outside, and I'm not fucking leaving until you tell him I'm outside."
What the
And he walks out of the kitchen, and we're both, and he gives us the same look again,
Yeah.
walks outside, and then some dude comes out from the kitchen, walks outside, neither of them ever fucking come back.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Fucking
What
crazy.
the fuck?
It's so weird. I have no explanation for that story at all.
TJ, if you're out there, don't come on the pod because I heard you're like a creep or whatever.
Yeah, TJ, what was the vibe on this
Yeah,
situation?
what's going on? Right in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give
right
me a
in.
write-in. Or
I don't want
record
you
an
in the
answer.
same
Yeah, I don't
room
want
with
to talk
me.
to you or interact with you
Yeah.
in any sort of way.
Um,
And also, you seem big.
he was a large person.
He's a large guy. Yeah.
That puffer jacket that had holes in it added some size.
He tried to prop up the Emoji Movie as a feminist literature.
What?
That was a joke. That had to
It
be
was
a
not a
bit.
joke.
What the
That
fuck?
had to
He
What the fuck did he
quadrupled
say?
down. He was like, "You guys are fucking," because like it was getting terrible reviews because it's the fucking Emoji Movie and it sucks.
Yeah.
I saw it in
Ooh,
theaters.
disagree.
It was one of the worst. Shut the fuck
Shut the
up.
fuck up. Thank you.
Like it was getting like terrible reviews.
Yeah.
And like it's not a particularly feminist movie. There's just like there's a girl character in it.
Yeah.
And also they have a scene where she literally breaks a glass ceiling and I wanted to kill myself.
That's crazy.
That's so funny.
That is
Like could
That
you get more
might be awesome.
Could you get less subtle with your fucking it's not earned at all. It's a terrible moment, but it's like fucking TJ was just like, dude, you guys just like don't fucking understand. Like this movie, you can learn a lot from this movie.
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
dude.
So he
yeah, but
sounds-
I don't fucking feel like it, TJ.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
He sounds like me talking about the new Avenged Sevenfold album.
Yo, I got a text from friend of the pod, Travis Riley today talking about it. He goes, listen to the song Mattel. It's like a song about being a toy,
Yeah.
being an action figure.
It's supposed to be like a dream. The album's supposed to be like a dream.
That explains why there's the fucking Mixolydian piano everywhere.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's such a weird
Did not
record.
enjoy.
I liked it. I thought it was interesting.
I'm glad you did.
But I also am a freak of nature. So
I'm happy for you. You'll never guess what I listened to when I turned it off.
I
won't.
Absolutely, Josta only, baby.
Josta only.
Josta only. So
anyway, let's get back to Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, should we talk about this fucking song?
Jesus, I just watched you.
Was that
pop
your fucking shoulder popping? Jesus, it sounded like you hit a wall. Maybe he did. Oh,
ooh, you never know.
Maybe he was breaking a glass
audio
ceiling. Whoa,
Hey.
DJ.
Okay,
calling a bomb threat to the show.
awesome. That's awesome.
Let's
talk about this fucking song.
This song is, last time we talked about a evening out with your girlfriend song, it was thoroughly unpleasant and neither of us liked it.
Nope.
But I actually don't mind this song.
Yeah, after sitting and listening to it a couple of times here, I think it's
got some.
It's a fun little ditty.
It's
got some catchy vibes.
I think if they did like if they re-recorded this, if they did like a fucking Fall Out Boys version of the song, which I don't know why they would need to.
Yeah.
I think it would actually be really good.
It could probably. This one had. So when I was going through the lyrics and then listening to it, I was like, oh, this is definitely the saves the day worship item. This is can't slow down through being cool vibe. With the little goofy guitar line, the about wanting to be tall, all this stuff. And as through that lens, it's cool. It's fun. Is it a good Fall Out Boy song? No, because the standard is so high.
Has gone up. So
Was
much,
it? Is it like a fine song of this kind of pop punk of this era? When I think of New Jersey style pop punk,
Sure.
This is fine.
Yeah.
This is
They really want to be Saves the Day.
Oh,
They really, really want to be Saves the Day. They really want to be the Get Up Kids.
Yeah.
It's absolutely acceptable.
Yeah.
I don't think there's there's not a single part of the song that is actively annoying.
No. There's not a single part of the song that's actively annoying, and also, I feel like it's less. I feel like it's less so what we experienced with the last evening out with your girlfriend song.
What was that song called? Because you guys haven't even mentioned it.
The World's Not Waiting.
Yeah. It's the song that comes right before this one.
Crazy. That's a song that I guess I've heard 70 times. Couldn't fucking tell you what that is.
I was gonna say with the previous knowledge that we've gained from this episode, I feel like it doesn't matter what song we name.
Facts.
You know what song this vaguely reminded me of?
What?
The opening track of Make Yourself Sick by Boys Night Out.
I don't know that.
I don't know that one. I literally only listen to Trainwreck.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Trainwreck.
I only listen to Trainwreck also, but I've tried Make Yourself Sick a few times.
I've just never tried. I should.
All right, well, oh, shit. Where's Boys Night Out from? Long Island?
Oh, fuck. Mars? I don't know. Let me find out.
Shit. I was just saying, I mean, this, that album definitely, I don't know if it predates this one, but it is that album is just kind of a better version of this demo.
Okay. They're from Ontario.
Oh.
Foreigners.
Okay. Foreigners. Wow. And it's, I don't know. It's just so many bands sounded like this at the time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing where Fall Out Boy went with how good the songwriting got is it's astounding almost.
It is. You know what's one band from this era that did not improve?
What?
I think about it because there's a lot from the ones that are in this age range, the Ataris.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I remember the
Ataris. In the last episode, you guys kept talking about the Alien Ant Farm song, Movies.
Oh, yeah.
And how their first single, though, was Smooth Criminal. And you can't have a cover be your pop-off song because you're fucked. That's what happened to the Ataris.
Oh,
they did Boys of Summer.
Boys of Summer by Don Henley.
Not the Eagles.
Don Henley.
Don Henley. The Don Henley song.
Why the fuck would you... Oh, my goodness.
Literally, so there is lore behind it in that, the singer recorded it because it was like he used to live with his grandmother. It's one of her favorite songs.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good song.
And I mean, it's a great song, and their version,
their cover is awesome.
Their cover is a great cover.
Yeah.
But this is like, it was when you hear like the two singles that were options. It was that, and then a song called "In This Diary." One of them, the Don Henley song, is undeniably a better song.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
and
yeah.
so that's why it goes out. It's just like what's gonna like hit hard, like what's gonna catch more ears at radio. And it's that one, despite the misgivings that people would have over it. There was definitely a period then where bands seemed to like to record a cover.
Yes.
And not as just a for fun thing. Like Deftones have like, they used to do a thing where they would record a cover at the end of every album session.
Yeah.
For fun. Things like that. You can never do that shit. Because if your label paid for it, they own it, and then they can fucking do what they want with it from there. But that band sounded just like this song for like 1,000 years.
Yes.
Did one record trying to sound like the Beatles.
I
Crashed and
record,
burned.
yeah.
And then just went back to trying to sound like this.
Well,
Embarrassing.
my aunt, shout out Sarah, my aunt Sarah, she bought me the Atari's record with the Boys of Summer song on it, which is nuts. So I
it's
had
kind
that
of a fun
CD.
record.
It is a fun record. That In Your Diary song,
Yeah.
whatever that song is called.
In This Diary.
In This Diary. That song I remember, like, I had like a shitty CD player with terrible speakers, and I had two CDs. I had the Atari's debut album, and I had a burned CD off of iTunes that I remember still had Boys of Summer on it, and also had The Reason by Hoobastank. And I would alternate those two, but I could not tell you what In This Diary sounds like at all.
Man, I could probably recite the entire thing.
Do you remember the band Framing Hanley?
Just the name.
Do you remember what their big cover was?
No.
They had a big debut cover. It was of Lollipop by Lil Wayne. It is so bad.
Massive L.
It is so bad. It is so gross. It is so strange. And now all their marketing, they're still a band. All their marketing is centered around the Lollipop cover because they have nothing else to fucking market. So
that sucks. This fucking printer. It just keeps freaking me out. Are there any scene covers that you guys like?
There's got to be one.
I don't usually listen to any that I come across because most of the time they are a violently unpleasant experience.
Oh yeah, it's almost always awful.
Of Mice and Men has a very funny cover of Blame It by Jamie Foxx that I cannot defend at all, but I remember I loved that cover. Gosh. There's got to be one.
Baby Got Back by Throwdown.
Yo, yeah.
I'll show you guys that one later. That song's fucking crazy.
That's amazing.
It's a funny little 90s item. Yeah, most shit is fucking...
There's definitely something.
I mean, there's just so many of those comps.
There's so many of those comps.
But I
remember that was like kind of the dream.
One of the worst ones is there's the Set Your Goals version of Put Your Hood Up.
Oh, where
he Put your hood up!
Where
Put your hood up!
The guy from Set Your Goals. Oh, wait, no. Well, yes, that one's really bad. There's a Scary Kids Scaring Kids version of a song where the singer, who is now dead, says the N-word many times when he cannot do it.
Dude.
Yeah.
Awful.
It's on Punk Goes Crunk.
Yeah.
The terrible Say Anything cover on Punk Goes Crunk, where he just like very clearly collected a paycheck and then just made a joke song.
What song did he do?
I have no idea.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah, I have no idea off the top of my head.
That's probably better.
There's a good interview with James Munoz, who sang in The Bled.
Yeah.
Like Punk Goes Pop offered them like a good amount of money to be on one of the comps, and it was like they wanted The Bled to cover like Honda Replay by Rihanna, and they were like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're not touching that.
Yo, you got to be careful about chasing the bag, man, because the bag can ruin your branding like that.
Yeah.
I've heard some recent horror stories like that. That's bad.
Oh, I'd like to hear them after this podcast.
Yeah, after this podcast we can talk about
for
it.
sure.
Can't drop names here. But is there anything else to say? What do you guys want to say about this song? I like the little plucky single note lead. That's pop punk.
Yeah.
Yo, every time I was just like, cool, man. It kind of sounds like Early Saves Day. It's all I got. The lyrics are not terrible.
The lyrics are not bad.
You guys want to talk about the lyrics?
Sure. I mean, I
Yeah,
also
sure.
want to comment. I like the kind of the switch up at the end. I think that's like when the chorus comes back a few times, and I think that is neat. And it definitely works. Because like this song starts out sounding like the worst Sonic Adventure 2 song that you could
Yo,
imagine.
that's awesome.
That's dope.
Like, what the worst Sonic Adventure 2 song is still fucking dope.
Yeah.
Because it's Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, man. Crush 40 fucking rocking through
Yeah.
it, man. Yeah.
Crush 40
Hell
does
fucking
rule.
yeah.
Shout out Crush 40.
Shout out Crash Bandicoot.
But I mean, I don't mind that just because I have brain rot, and when I hear fast chugs and like upbeat songwriting in the same thing, I think of Sonic.
Yeah.
And also there's a lot of very specific vibes where I hear it and I go, oh yeah, Sonic, and then I like it a lot.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
Sonic is probably my first exposure to rock and metal.
Oh yeah.
things.
Oh yeah, me too.
Specifically Sonic 3, but that's the Michael Jackson one.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 was like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 were my first exposures to like rock music.
I'll never forget hearing that City Escape song for the first time.
God.
Fucking incredible.
God, what
item.
a fucking
I also remember where I was, but I it was in a group of people where they were all really into Sonic and I was not. And they're all singing City Escape and I was like,
They're
fuck.
gonna kill me.
I was like, they're gonna
kill me.
I'm gonna get beat up.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
Gotta
back
call
to
my mom.
back to the song. There is actually a lyric that I think is kind of fun. She left me for herself, considering I would too. I think that's fun.
That's a fun little
It's,
one.
Yeah.
it's not bad.
That's
Yeah.
that's some pretty
She left me
classic
for
self-loathing.
herself. That's neat.
Yeah, I mean it's the here. There are so many glimmers of hope in this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe this song.
That's what I took away from this listen was the world's not waiting that we recorded literally fucking yesterday.
Mhm.
I was like no, there's not a lot that I like about this. Whereas this, like the lyrics and also like the structure and the melody lines,
Mhm.
I'm like, this is something. Like
Yeah.
if like, I don't know if I was like a label exec in 2003, if I would like sign this band, but I would be like, hey, come back to me when you have something better. I know you can do better.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And it's a good like precursor to Take This to Your Grave.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
This one's
It's-
excusable.
It's not.
one is
It's
excusable.
not useless.
That's awesome.
We've yet to get any Take This to Your Grave songs. So I'm
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What a record, man.
Is that the? No, we haven't gotten any American Beauty ones either.
Bullet Dodge?
Yeah, I know.
Well, so yesterday after we spun for Short Fast Loud, I was like, maybe I can fudge this because I don't want to do another Evening Out with Your Girlfriend song. So I spun again and I got Irresistible and I was like, nope. I was like, I will. I was like, I will do another Evening Out with Your Girlfriend.
Good thing
song.
it didn't really
That's
happen.
the forgotten football song.
Oh my god.
They were only
They
gonna
tried.
Make,
They
they tried with
tried.
that one.
They tried with that one. They tried with Immortals.
Oh yeah,
and,
wow. The football era.
The football. I mean, that is the football record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got us over with Centuries.
They got us over.
Not us.
They ain't get me over.
They got them over.
Not us.
They got the NFL over with
Yo, facts.
Centuries. There was another one, right?
From there, I guess my songs.
They got
Thurman?
Yes, Uma Thurman. I would also consider one, even though that song is
I kind of think that song's okay.
that song's all right.
Maybe just because it's like the don't.
That's just the Munsters, isn't it?
It's the Munsters
Right.
theme, and they didn't interpolate it; they sampled it. So it's not even Joe playing
Oh,
it,
gotcha.
which bums me out.
Okay, I never really realized that until now. Joe's back in the band.
Joe's back
Yeah,
in the
Joe's
band.
back.
Touring in the band again.
Joe's back.
Congrats. Hope he's good.
Funnily enough, their last gig was the NFL draft.
Hmm.
Awesome.
I'm curious to see the set. Like, I'm really excited to see the set list when
Yeah.
they finally do play the first show of this tour. And I think the No Mania was met with. Oh yeah, you want me to pause?
No. All right, Scott Lee calling again. We already did that one once.
Yeah.
Wait.
Again. They've already done a couple gigs where there were no Mania songs.
Okay.
Really? Yes. Not even Last of the
Thank
Real
God.
Ones, which was Last of the Real Ones was holding out there for a minute. So I could foresee a set list in the future where there's no American Beauty songs.
I think they're playing that Century song.
I mean,
No,
okay,
yeah.
so, yeah,
Not
forgive
counting
me.
Centuries, I
Centuries
forgot.
and Uma Thurman. Those might be the
I think
keepers
those
from
two
that.
are probably staying in the set list
Yeah.
forever.
I'm interested to see what songs from this new record stick around.
I would also like to see that. I think Fake Out sticks around.
Fake Out probably sticks around.
I think the title
Definitely.
track sticks around.
Love from the Other Side.
Love from the Other Side
Side.
definitely sticks around.
I want to see, if they have they played the title track yet?
Not yet,
At a show.
but I think they're going to. I think they're
Okay.
going to.
They would be fools not to.
I don't think that's an NFL draft song.
It is
you
not
know?
an NFL draft song. It's not an NFL draft record.
Um,
I hope they would play that 10-year song.
Oh, you like that
Sugi
one?
Kid,
Yeah.
whatever.
You like that one?
Huh? Yeah.
I'm just curious.
That one's like the closest to like just a fun pop punker
Oh, for sure.
on the record. I like that song. I like the whole record.
Yeah, it's a good record.
The whole record's good. The whole record's fun.
The whole record is very good.
Have
What's
they
it-
ever played this song live?
They have. They definitely have. It's not logged anywhere, but for a while they only had this material to play.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
So
there are a
fucking
couple
duh.
of videos of like this era of the band
Yep.
playing shows.
in like basements and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And man,
that's
the way he
crazy.
stands there holding the microphone.
so funny.
Thank God they handed that motherfucker a guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Very soul punk.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I fucking the last Bummer Hill show, I took lead vocal on a song, and I handed the bass over to Jack. So
Okay.
it was the first time I didn't have an instrument and just a microphone on
I
stage.
think I saw a video of this.
I felt so awkward when the song was starting
Yeah.
out. I got into it, but like, damn, what the fuck do you do up there, Carson?
It takes a while to get used to because, as
It
you
does.
know, like I played with either turntables in front of me or a guitar in front of me for like 7
It
years.
is so weird the first time you do something like that.
It's so strange, but also like it's very freeing because like I don't know, I just copied everything I'd seen all my favorite vocalists do, and it's pretty freeing. And once you get used to it and just like decide like I'm up here doing this, like it gets a lot easier.
Since we're here and there's nothing to talk about with this song because the
Well, I wanted
genius.
to talk about the NFL draft set list, but go ahead.
Oh
yes.
well, when you're playing a show, who do you? Stealing a question from Hard Lore, who do you do?
Who do I do?
Like who are the people that you're copying?
Oh,
Like who?
Old Daryl Palumbo.
Okay.
That's old Daryl Palumbo is
Mean misogynist straight edge Daryl Palumbo. That's you.
mean misogynist straight edge Daryl Palumbo. Yes.
Maybe the best era. All right.
yeah.
Who do you do?
I don't really. I just kind of focus on hitting the parts.
Fair. So there's nothing that you feel like you think of like there's not like a musician that
No,
like,
I'm not.
influenced
I'm
you in
not
that
up there
regard?
thinking like, oh, I should hit this move that this musician
Fair.
does. I'm just kind of getting into it and
Just playing.
yeah,
Dan
I'm
does
stimming.
Elvis. I don't know if you've noticed that.
stimming
Dan
up there.
does Elvis.
Yeah,
I don't know what's wrong with that motherfucker.
That's crazy. That's cool.
There's a lot of legs.
Tight.
do you channel anyone, Tom?
Christ. If I'm playing guitar, I guess Ben Wyman,
Ben Wyman for sure.
Jade from AFI. If I'm singing Josta,
Josta
Freddie
baby.
from Madball,
Hmm.
or Greg.
I've
Greg.
always
Greg.
I've always thought that your stage presence as a guitar player was super unique. You definitely do some Ben stuff, but also you've always just been like a scary guy on stage. Like truthfully, ever since we started playing shows together, every time I'm like, Tom's playing guitar, I'm gonna stand in front of Nolan. Like
That's fair.
I don't stand in front of you when I
It
watch
is
you
a
play
nice
guitar.
cathartic place to do something. Who is it? I heard someone describe things that happen at shows in general as a stylistic expression of violence.
Yes.
And that is the way I will choose to look at it. Which maybe I shouldn't because now I have injuries that I was talking about earlier from my stylistic expressions of violence.
You do that Ben Wyman pump fake thing a lot.
What's the pump fake thing?
Like it I don't know, Dan, how would you describe it? So pretend this longboard.
Okay.
They have a longboard.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Just
Yeah.
the fucking throwing the guitar.
They shook it around like
yeah,
it was-
sure.
for sure.
Okay.
Dan, I was
can't
saying you
describe
do a
it.
lot of Elvis. Who do you,
Dan, come here. Grab this mic and explain why you do a bunch of Elvis, or what the genesis.
Yeah, yeah.
Is, 'cause
What-
I've never equated that.
who do you do on stage? Like, who are you imitating on stage? Who do you channel when we're on stage, when we're playing?
What?
It's not a hard question.
hold
No,
the
I
mic
know
up
it's
to your
not, but I
face.
don't think I'm like channeling Elvis
You-
on purpose.
I know you're
I
not
do that-
channeling Elvis on purpose. Who are you channeling, though? Like, who do you look to and you're like, I want to have that guy's stage presence?
Oh, damn. You know what? That is a hard question, actually. I feel like because I don't think about that, but I guess like Ben's a really good example because that like dude's unpredictable.
Yeah.
You don't really know what he's gonna do next.
I don't know who that is.
Ben Weinman?
I don't know.
I've never heard of him.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Probably Ben Weinman. Honestly, because unpredictable. Don't really know what.
Yeah, you don't know where he's going. Yeah.
Don't know what that dude's gonna do next.
You just do a lot of legs.
Yeah, a lot of legs. Legs are fun to move around because it's like you can just do one of these. They can't.
Yeah,
they can't,
that's Elvis, dog. Like,
Yeah, but like he's kind of. You know what he's gonna do. But Elvis and
die on a toilet. Yeah.
Elvis Presley and Ben Wyman combine them. Like, what's gonna go on with those legs? You never know.
Okay.
I think that's cool.
Thank
I think
you,
that's
Dan.
cool.
I think it's dope.
No, fuck
Thank
it.
God this mic was so
Peaked the
dirty.
mic so
Stupid
bad.
fucker.
After some of the words I said, this mic is so dirty.
Oh my god.
That's awesome. Okay.
So the set list
Set
from
list.
the NFL draft, we have Love from the Other Side, Sugar We're Going Down,
Hits.
The Phoenix, Immortals, Dance Dance,
Hits.
Hold Me Like a Grudge,
Hits.
I Don't Care, My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark, This Ain't a Scene, It's an Arms Race, Thanks for the Memories,
Hits.
Centuries.
Mm.
Only 2 songs off the new record. They are catering to football in this
They are.
set
Oh,
list.
absolutely.
I wouldn't if I would not go see that show.
No,
No.
fuck no.
Absolutely.
Of course I wouldn't go see that
I'm
show.
not seeing that
Yeah.
show.
But,
But
no,
respect to the football music.
no,
Disrespect to the football music.
Awesome.
Fuck that.
no Last of the Real Ones. Again, no Mania songs. Bunch of football music. They are touring with Bring Me the Horizon coming up, which is, I think, the heaviest band they've toured with since they toured with Every Time I Die in the Chariot in 2003.
Mm-hmm. They tour with Every Time I Die one more time, like in the past few years.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
anyway, go ahead. Excuse me.
Every Time I Die adjusted their set list a lot for that, though.
Yeah.
That's like the only tour where you could see them play 2 Summers
Oh yeah.
and White Smoke and like,
yeah.
yeah.
The Rockers.
The Rockers, the Southern
The
Summers.
Rockers.
So I mean, fuck. Where was I going with this? I don't fucking
I don't
know.
know.
You were going to the
I
mall.
was going to the mall.
Whoa, what are you getting from the mall?
Ooh, yes, and I don't know.
That's awesome.
What am I getting from the mall?
My improv teacher would have failed you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
fuck your teacher.
Did she have a smart board I can fuck up?
No. His nickname was Special K though, and it's
Whoa.
yeah,
Whoa.
which was self-assigned.
That's advanced.
He gave himself that nickname, and because we
Oh,
were
that sucks.
15, we went along with it.
That
That's
sucks.
crazy. That's sucks ass. Let's rate
was
this
nice.
song and spin the wheel and get out of here.
Okay, Smile. How long have we been recording?
A long time. Way longer than
Longer than
the world's
that.
not
Longer
waiting.
than a song called "Short, Fast, and Loud."
That's true.
59 minutes. We're definitely at time, yeah.
Rate the. Who wants to go first?
I will. 6 out of
okay.
10.
Yeah.
Giving it a 6.
6 out of 10 for me too.
Yeah, sure. Why not? 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Unanimous
You sheep.
again.
A unanimous 666. You know what that means, boys.
All right. Tom, as you know, you've been on the show before.
Mm-hmm.
You're one of the few guests on the show that knows about the wheel going into it.
That's true.
I'm hyper aware.
These
What if I am the wheel? Bad joke. It's me, a big wheel.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Our guest
I'm
this week-
spinning so bad.
a big wheel. Hang on. Let me remove short, fast, loud. You two can talk about something.
Okay.
The mall.
Oh yeah. So I last time I went to the mall,
Okay, I
think
did it.
I went
You
to
don't have to keep-
GameStop.
you don't have
Shut
to
the fuck
keep
up.
going.
We're talking about the mall. What'd you get?
I don't think I got anything. I think I was just looking.
Just a looking vibe.
Yeah.
It's a good place to look. They got a
Yeah.
lot of colors in
You
there.
can look at a lot of
nice
things at the
colors.
mall.
You go, damn, cool, great.
Yeah.
That's definitely what did I get the last time I went to GameStop? I walked into GameStop in November, bought a PS5 in a manic episode. Me and Bert both bought PS5s at the same time. Walked out, and the kid walks up and goes, "Damn, is that a PS5?" I went, "Yeah, they got him in there." He goes, "I might just take yours." And I went, "Oh, yeah?" And he goes, and then just stares at me. I was like, if I have to fight this 15-year-old for this PS5, then he walked off, thank God. But I was ready to hit him with the PS5 if I had to.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. Wheel
time.
Have you named the wheel yet?
We just call it the dreaded wheel.
Oh, yeah. I like the dreaded wheel.
We let our guests spin, so
please spinning and
please
being
hit that
spun.
spin button.
Here we go.
There.
Wow.
It's spinning.
It's spinning, baby.
Carson spun the phone
It's
in real
spinning.
life. Ooh.
That would
look
have been
at that.
that would have been much more invigorating. There you go. You get a
Ladies
track.
and gentlemen, we got the title track from the new album, So Much for Stardust.
Thought we had it all. Thought we had it all. Thought we had it all.
Yep.
Let's
so
go.
true.
That's there's your sample. Bye.
End of the podcast?
I have to roll out the shit first, but you know.
Yeah, of course.
I have to go over the script in my mind. Okay. Thank you so much for listening if you listened this far. If you didn't listen this far, you can't hear me, so fuck you.
Get the ass.
Follow Carson and I's bands at Callous Cowboys on Twitter, at Bummerhill ATL on Twitter, at the Callous Cowboys on Instagram, at Bummerhill on Instagram. Follow Tom at Tom Riffs. I think that's the only username
That's
you
fine.
use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's it everywhere.
Tom is in like 400 million things, so like, you know, buy a band's merch somewhere and he might get a couple cents from
There
it.
you go. I need your nickels.
Yeah.
Crap.
And follow the podcast itself at The Dreaded Wheel on Twitter. That's our only social media at the moment. I'm thinking about making a TikTok.
Do some clips. You guys got to get a camera right there.
We do got to get a
It films
camera.
every interaction.
Damn it.
If you're hearing, Dan is fucking banging
What are you
something in the
banging
kitchen.
on, dog?
So we'll take that as a sign to end the episode. Goodbye, smile.
Bye.
Bye.